Hello everybody, I am the stay-at-home dad gamer, here with another Transformers review. This time it is Toyworld's H01 Hardbone, the most unfortunate name to the third-party people. It is the third-party version of Hardhead, who is an Autobot. They're actually having an official Hasbro one coming out that's also a Headmaster in the Titans line coming out. This is his box, kind of shows him. It's a little dusty, sorry. And he went in there, has a little plastic shell for him, cardboard backing. There's a cool picture of him. Also came with the instructions and a little card. Don't know what's on the back of it. Let's check. Slide it up. As you can see, this is still sealed. I bought this secondhand from somebody. Obviously, that would be secondhand. So you'll notice a couple stickers on there. I did not put them on there. It just looks like a picture of him on the back. But yeah, there's instructions and the card and the box. And here is the figure itself. It's one of those H-tanks. Looks pretty cool. Nice green and black combination. Full on D-Generation X. This sticker was applied by the previous owner. There's another one on there too that he put on. I don't mind. Totally cool. I don't care either way. I know who it's supposed to be. But you know, it's got little wheels to roll. Big wheels they do roll, but they don't seem to really catch. But you know, it rolls. Does its job. The turret here can go up and down. You can turn to the side. This is removable if you don't like it. I actually do kind of like it. Get to that in a little bit. And this can slide up. We'll get to that also at some point. But yeah, pretty cool little tank. The canopy opens up and the Headmaster comes out. That's one of the reasons I wanted these guys. I don't know, for some reason I just really like when there's a big robot and he has a little robot that makes his head, or the power core, and can ride in him like a vehicle. I just think that's super cool. But yeah, here's the little Headmaster dude. He's got ball joints, so you can flip his stuff all over the place. Not loose, but not tight. Has his head on the back, which doesn't really bother me, but yeah, it would have been nice if they had done something to cover it up. There's that. He rides in pretty well. I usually just, you know, he can do it this way. There's some crazy configuration where it actually works, but I usually just fold him up like he's going to be the head, because, you know, just the important part is there. You see his head sticking up, so it still looks fine. There's a little seat molded in it. I don't know if you... There's a little chair in there. But let's get him into a robot mode. First, we'll take off the machine guns here. And this, you can slide this back. It doesn't lock. And I haven't actually had it as a problem in tank mode, but I kind of wish it was a little bit sturdier. It's just a friction joint, and it's not super tight. So hard if you're playing with it. You'll probably push it down and mess it up, but I haven't actually had much trouble with it, which is actually pretty surprising. But first, let's start down here. This is the messier part. You want to try to flip that thing up. See if we can get some better lighting. I want to flip this up, which kind of allows there's little tabs there. Those will come out. You want to pull his crotch down. And then we can try and flip these up, which will allow this part to flip up, and then these can go back down. And the legs are actually really cool to transform. This part's a little messy, but this, you fold those open, and then we can push the leg off eventually. That goes, and then fold this back in. Tip I saw that I totally co-opted is you can push this in like that, but there's little pegs there, so just kind of hook it just over those and then push it in, and it'll go any farther it needs. This goes out, and then the toe pulls out and goes forward. And now you could leave it like that, you know, if you wanted it. You wanted a wheel. I like to put it a little Like, you can put it flat. I like to put it a little bit more just to give that extra support. And you'll want to rinse and repeat on the other side. Fold that in. He's actually a pretty quick transformation, which is nice. And you fold those together. They go snap in well, and then so they like kind of hinge them back up in there. And these two, they have plugs on either side. So that's actually decently sturdy, and then you will push his crotch up and down, and there's a little slot there that goes onto those. Now combine tab, and boom, there you have it. And the legs are actually pretty solid. Like that connection's really good, and he's got a default A stance. You can make him stand like that if you really want. It's not too bad, but he's got a pretty good A stance. The upper torso, his arms and whatnot, not as good, but still has some cool stuff. Unplug that. You can tilt it off of there. And then these you can actually fold down, these little tabs, which is pretty cool actually. That pulls out, and I know you've never seen this in a Transformer before, but a panel opens up, and you can get his hand out. And then ta-da! Now these, they have little missiles sculpted in them, which is really cool, but they don't fold up enough. Like, excuse me, what I wish they had done was put it like an extra joint there so that you could swivel this around, so you could just turn like the whole track part up, because then that would be up like that. You could flip it up and do that, and that'd be really cool, and I don't think it'd be that much harder. As it is though, I like to turn them around so the missiles are facing outward, just because, you know, in my head canon, then I believe he has an easier time of actually using them. Bumping my light there. Flip it out. You want to make sure that you want to twist that a little to the side, because otherwise the thumb will get stuck. Push that down. And those are clear, so I worry about them, but so far so good. And I like to click his shoulders up one each. And I just usually while I'm doing that. And then this, you want to fold that up, rotate it all the way around, and that sits on his back. It gives him the, there we go, and gives him his shoulder cannon. Now we already know where the head is, so that guy, you just kind of put his arms at his side, flip the legs around, and go. And they just sit there like old school style. There's nothing that plugs him in, which is, you know, kind of weird, but it works well enough, and he just plugs in right there. Pretty simple. But anyway, real quick, the reason I turn him around is because then, you know, make sure he does that, and then he can just do that. He can kind of, they flip up, and then he just puts his arms back, and he could still kind of shoot the missiles. Let's get that in frame. So yeah, it's kind of goofy, but I figure that's probably the most logical way he could shoot them. But alright, and then he has the toe articulation, get some posability in here, and swivel, and this swivels too. He's got really good posability on the feet. He's got a knee bend. It's not 90 degrees, it's about 70 or so. Thigh swivel. Hip joint is ratcheting out, and like a different ratchet front and back. There's a waist swivel. Oh yeah, this butt plate, I forgot this. I'll get to that. Waist swivel, ratcheting. The arms, these rotate this way, there's rotate that way, and they ratchet on there, so there's actually, you know, some actually pretty good shoulder articulation. Which is weird, because they can't, anyway. Bicep swivel, he's got an elbow, he can fall down. You know, pretty good actually. And wrist swivel. Now, however, his arms, as you saw for the transformation, they plug out, but they don't like lock. And I really wish they would. Because that's like, because it's a bummer when you're trying to play with him. You're like, oh, bend his elbow, and you like push it up, and you're like, no, that's not what he does. And the head can turn. Pretty strong ratchet there. It can't really look up or down. And because the head things don't plug in, you can give him that, or you can give him rabbit ears, which I don't like to do, but it does look hilarious to me. And he's got his big shoulder cannon, which actually does come out. You can unpeg it. I'm not sure how much of this was previous owner or whatnot, but you can. It's a little loose, so his wrists, they're pretty loose. But you can actually plug it in. It's kind of a pain, and I don't like it. But you can do it. He also, as you saw in tank mode earlier, has these pegs on his forearm. You can peg it in there. Peg it in his leg one too. I don't know how you would. And there's multiple pegs back here. This is a screw hole, but you could plug it in there if you wanted. I wouldn't. I like it on one side, and it's off center anyway. So I like to put it so it completely clears his head. You could put it on the other side. I wouldn't though. And now, all in all, pretty solid. But we haven't gotten to my favorite part of him yet, other than the little guy riding the tank. But oh yeah, real quick. Also, I don't like this. That this just kind of, his butt flap just sits there. You know, like you fold it up like that, you do it like that. It doesn't fold it back down. Just nothing works with it. It's just kind of there. You just kind of have to deal with it. I feel like they could have done something else there, but you know, I'll live with it. It's on his butt. You don't really see it. But anyway, he's got these cool guns, machine guns. I think they're machine guns. That he can hold both of them. You can attach them onto his arms, and just his weapons are really my favorite part because they're just very, very versatile, and that's really key when I want to be a 10-year-old kid, man-child, and play with all my toys. But you can also pull this off and put it on the gun there, which I think is really cool. Give him like a shotgun looking thing. I like to pretend that's a shotgun. And then down here he has little weapon alcoves where he's got a knife, which I like. Robots with swords are cool. Robots with knives are just savage. Like, how would he do that? I don't even think that would cut another robot. But totally awesome part is that the knife can actually attach under the barrel of the gun, so you can give him like a bayonet, which is really cool. Also on the other side, he has like the old potato masher German grenade or whatnot, so he can have a grenade. He can hold it. It's just kind of tight in his hand, and I far prefer you can plug it in his gun and give him like a rifle or like a sniper scope. That's really cool. You can also put it up here. There's a little thing up here, and you can slide that in. Boom. Give him a scope on his. Turn it right. See that? Give him a scope on his large shoulder cannon. And then the crazy stupid thing. Promised we would get to it. Slide this up, and you can attach these on the back, and you can give him his giant anime cannon of destruction. You could have him hold it too, but like, it's just really cool. Or you can store him back there and make him really back heavy. But honestly, that's my favorite part on him. I think he's a good figure. He was worth the price I paid. Like I said, I got him from someone else. I bought it secondhand, so it was cheaper than the initial release. I don't think he was necessarily worth the full asking price of like when he came out. But I am definitely happy with him. I think he's really cool. Definitely not perfect. They really could have done much better with him. But I think he's a fun little figure to play with, and I really, really love his weapons. I just love that you can attach the knife either way, front or back. You know, you can attach that on for the sniper scope looking thing, or long barrel. You can put that on. Like, just, it's fun. I really like that kind of thing you can do with the weapons, where you can just play around with them different ways, and I think that's really the key to his fun. His transformation's not super, like the leg part is unique, the rest isn't that unique, and overall I'd say he's fun figure. I do like him. Could have been much better. If you are interested in any other reviews of toys or Transformers that I've done, feel free to watch my other videos, like, comment, and subscribe, all that jazz. And you can head over to sadgamer.com and read reviews of video games that I have written, as I am very active over on my site there. And thank you very much for watching this video, and goodbye. Real quick here, splice this in. Didn't do a size comparison of him. I was remiss in doing that. So here he is with Deluxe Fall of War for Cybertron Soundwave. You can see him there. He's definitely bigger than a Deluxe, as he should be. And then here he is with Voyager Shockwave. So, you know, he's definitely taller than a Voyager. I would say he feels like he's a little bit bigger overall. He's not nearly as wide. About the same that way. But he's like a chunk taller. So I'd say a little bit bigger, maybe like old Voyager size. But yeah, so there's that. You can see how big he is.